Blender provides a lot of information with its interface and can be flexible enough to fit the workflow you need. Let's go over some of the basics on how to interpret and interact with Blender's UI. Before we begin, I want to point out that there is a very handy display at the bottom of the user interface. This is an informative display that lets you know what each click can do in the context your cursor is at the moment. It also applies to when a certain hotkeys are being held down to change the function of certain clicks. For example, if you hold Shift, you can see the information at the bottom changing. It tells us that without holding Shift, your middle mouse button rotates your perspective, but holding Shift bans your perspective. Now, the next big thing you will notice is that each important section of the UI is separated into panels. These panels are scalable if you click and drag any of the boundaries, and they can also be whatever you would like them to be. Simply click the drop-down menu in the top left or bottom left of a panel and select a different type of editor. You can also create more panels by right-clicking a boundary, clicking split area and then left-click at a position of the screen you desire. To delete a panel, simply right-click a boundary, click join area and left-click over the panel you would like to overwrite. Additionally, if you would ever like to maximize a panel to focus on it, simply mouse over an area and press Ctrl space. You can also press Ctrl space again to return. Blender also provides default workspaces you can choose from that set up the appropriate editors for a specific workflow. So let's begin. From Viewport navigation video, you know what the viewport is. This is where our 3D scene is displayed. In this editor, you can perform a variety of tasks that interact with your 3D scene and its objects. However, it's important to note that there are two helpful quick menus in the viewport. Simply press T as in Tools, or left-click this arrow here to expand the Quick Tools menu for the viewport. This includes tools such as the Select box, Move, Rotate, and Scale. For hotkey users, keep in mind you can also use Shift space at any time to bring up the same tools menu but labeled and at your cursor position. You can also press N as in number or left click the arrow on the right to open additional quick settings, which include your items transformation data, tools, specific settings, and other viewport options. You will notice here there is an option for the 3D cursor. This red and white circle acts as the spawning point for any new object and can be used as a reference for pivoting. To place it around your scene, simply hold Shift and right click. To recenter the cursor, simply press Shift S and select cursor toward origin from the By menu, or adjust the location and rotation settings in the right hand side quick menu. Now, let's talk about By menus. By menus are quick wheel menus that appears around your cursor after a hotkey is pressed. You can right click to cancel in case you change your mind, or press and hold the hotkey to enter the by menu. Drag your cursor to your desired choice, then let go of the hotkey to select, with no clicking necessary. After you get used to where each option is, this can greatly speed up your workflow while also making several options available with less keystrokes. Now, below the viewport, we have the timeline. This controls playback of your animation. You can zoom in and out with your scroll wheel, drag the timeline with your middle mouse button, change the start and end frames for your output, and create and manipulate keyframes.